night, Gaffer. What are your immediate thoughts after the game?
I don't know. It's it's probably 40 minutes after the game, so I'm probably not immediate thoughts. I think I've got some quite clear thoughts, and first half is a performance that doesn't represent me as a person or a manager. You know, the mistakes and the lack of real aggression to defend the edge of the box, and the box was quite alarming. You know, the two goals were very poor, two big mistakes, but the performance itself it lacked real cutthroat, it lacked real energy, which is something we wanted to get and energise the fans. But second half, when we did energise the fans and the place was upbeat and there was a tempo, there was a desire surrounding it. It was more of a performance that I'd appreciate as a fan. So first half, can't really put my finger on why we were so we underperformed, but we certainly did.
As you put it right, is it all down on the training ground to get this right?
It's not just on the training ground. It's being around the lads. They're going to need support. They're going to need some real strong, just instill the values back in them, what we've been successful off. And over 9-10 months, they've not put many performances in at home that's been a little bit inept. But today's first half was. But the second half performance is more like us and more like what we're about. And we had some quality on show, but carved them open, which was the game plan before the game. So we've got to come up with a game plan on the training ground, but we've got to execute and deliver that for the fans and for us, because we've got some very, very good players at the football club, and I want them to deliver and I want them to execute what we're trying to come up with Monday to Friday.
Big part of your job now to try and lift the lads.
Lift, you could call it lift. I think guide them, steer them, lead them. That's my job at the football club, to give them that, certainly, and give them a plan, give them something to really hold on to, and then let them go out and do the business. And they want to do, they really care, they're hurting in there, there's an empty feeling. We've just got to make sure that we group together and make sure we stick to what we know we're good at.
You got Hayden White on the pitch at last. He kind of introduced himself after about 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's quick. He's very quick. He's very direct, and I thought he had a good performance. He's made a tackle in the 80th minute. That's just I've got to see now how he is and where he's at. I'm not too sure. Probably get some knowledge on that maybe late tomorrow or Monday. He's just felt something in his knee there with that tackle, but very committed. He's a very committed player, and one we're glad to have in a building. So he'll develop and get better, I'm sure, as the season progresses.
Lowy's always said he's a quick healer, but 10 days from a hernia operation, that's pretty good going.
Yeah, but I think more importantly, Lowy decided a long time ago to look after himself and try and get to a very veteran age, if you want to call that. And he's been able to do that because he's an ultimate professional. He's had a really good pre-season. So then when you get an injury, if all your body's right and your composition's right, then you can get back to him quicker than most players. But it's a testament to Lowy to get back in and around the team. He's only done 2 days training, and he just looked slightly off it today in terms of his sharpness. But that's what you get with an injury. Lowy's about sharpness, playing with that edge and getting across people. And he just lacked a little bit of that today, but that'll progress with the games he gets.
Do you miss Pablo today?
I don't know. I think the two tackles come from sort of the midfield area. What we should have done better with. You got to miss Pablo. You know what I mean? He's an operator of strength and dominance. So you're going to miss him at times, but with the pace and the power that they had up front. I certainly believe that we was mobile enough to cope with them before the game, and like I said, the goals are, there's no real honesty with them goals. The goals have got, problems and mistakes all over them.
How long we lost Pablo for then?
Not sure. Again, he's progressing okay. He's got a little bit of problem in his groin area, and it's one of them where with the medical staff, we're just working with the medical staff on that one.
And Craig Jones, any closer?
Again, Jonas, he was out with an hamstring injury. They detected a slight hernia problem, so he's had an operation on his hernia as well, which is not a bad thing, you know, because while he's out, and he's probably been out 3 or 4 weeks with his actual hamstring injury, it's a great time to get him in and get the full job done. So we've detected that quite well, and now we can get him back probably in the same time as with his hamstring injury.
Losing Tom Kennedy wasn't part of the plan, was it?
It wasn't, but you know, with myself and Keith decided that, you know, he's got an opportunity to play in a championship, you know, try and play at the highest level for as long as you can, and Tom got that opportunity, and you know, I wouldn't want to stand in his way or stand in anyone's way if they've got that opportunity to do that. You know, he was only on loan here till January, and them chances don't come up a lot. So you know, Tom, with our blessing and Rochdale's blessing, Keith's blessing, he's gone to Blackpool, and has he played today?
Don't know.
Yeah, he started.
Pardon?
He started.
Superb, you know. So Tom's back in the champ, and I hope he does really well. You know, I want all players to be successful, and hopefully Tom will be.
What do you do now? Do you sit down, watch the game again, think about it, then go again Monday?
We'll do what we've done with all the games this season. We'll analyse it, we'll evaluate it, we'll see where we need to improve, because obviously we do, and you know, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do it Monday. We'll have all our work Monday. Get the boys in around about 11 when we've done our work, and start working on Dagenham, but working on us. You know, because that's where we've got to get this right with us. You know, there's every different sort of competitor in League Two. You've got direct teams, you've got footballing teams, you've got semi-direct teams, you've got physical teams, and you've got to come up with strategies and solutions to beat them. And we haven't done so. You know, it's up to me to find them solutions, and make sure that I get it right.
Our team's coming in now and knowing what to expect. So they're closing you down quickly, or they're stopping you playing?
Well, first half you could argue that they did, but our tempo was slow, so they could do. You know, when our tempo's been quick, everyone's come here to try and close us down and try and get around us and near us. But when our tempo's quick, they've not been able to. When we slow it down, it gives them an opportunity to get to us. So, you know, and then second half they couldn't get anywhere near us. You know, I saw what I saw. It was a real spirited fight, but they couldn't get anywhere near us second half. And we've got to score in them moments. It was a good time to score. Rose's goal was a fantastic goal to score, and really between, you know, some niggly free kicks and a little bit of you know, game management, you know, they decide. It was just waves instead of being a constant pressure. Newport found a way to just break us down and you know, break the game down when we was really on top. So, you know, good luck to Newport, but I've got to get this right. You know what we're doing, and we're not far off.
Not mentioned Hallam Hope. I know last week you said that he possibly had a bit of tightness as a result of it after the first 45 minutes that he played against Tranmere.
Yeah,
what's the story?
I think we're looking at Hallam will do a session tomorrow and Monday. If we come through them sessions, we've got a game against Bolton Tuesday afternoon. He'll play 45 minutes in that with a view to, you know, being involved and being available for Dagenham. So we've took him out of the firing line so that he can get himself right for and the medical staff to get him right for that game. I didn't want to bring Hallam and you know, we could have maybe pushed him or progressed him on a little bit further, but by just shutting him down a bit, it's given an opportunity to get stronger.
I suppose in a way you've had quite a few loan players arriving at the club. You know, Hayden made his debut today. Take a while for those players to bed in, really, doesn't it? It can do.
You know, I think they've settled in well into the squad, but just it's been sort of, I don't know, disjointed. Probably a better word to use. You know, so it's been a little bit disjointed, and I think we've got to just get to Thursday, know what squad we're going with to January, and then go from there, because you know, I think there's just a little bit of quite a lot of change over the last 2 weeks, and with Lloyd going out and Jonah going out, you know, two big players for us, there's probably been like a bit of a disconnect from the team.
it's almost interrupted like the momentum that you'd built up, hadn't it? Really?
Possibly, yeah, possibly. You know, we had a formula that was very energetic, very dynamic. You know, but bringing new players in, I'm not too sure if it does take time, but certainly to get a synergy probably takes quite a bit longer than we'd have hoped.
Yeah, I guess if all those new players had been available and been able to just hit the ground running, I guess the momentum wouldn't have been interrupted in any way. It's just been the way that things have panned out, I suppose.
Possibly, yeah.
With regards to sort of rebuilding that momentum, I mean, once the window closes, do you think that will sort of basically means that everybody's focusing on the next game and the next game rather than sort of worrying about sort of, you know, changing the squads or
it can do people? It can do. You know, I think once you've decided that's what you want to go with, I think it builds that in anyway. You know, I think it builds that synergy, it builds that trust in, and it builds that togetherness. So yeah, I think it's a date that we can get to and then build out from there. But you know, certainly, you know, having connections and connectivity on the pitch, that's my job to do, and my coaching staff to make sure we do that, and we'll certainly be doing that from Monday.
I mean, you can read stats. There's many different stats you can read into a situation. I mean, that's your first league defeat at home since the opening day of the season, so it's not like the wheels falling off or anything like that, is it? I mean, it's a case of just remembering what got you the 7 straight wins before that, I guess.
Yeah, it's making sure that you bring on a match day, you know, your special gift, your special ingredient. You know, bring that to the party, if you like, bring that to the table. And you know, we haven't first half, so we've been undone by 2 poor goals. You know, but we've got to concentrate on ourselves. We've got to get ourselves right. We've got to get ourselves refocused, and you know, that's my job to do that come Monday.
Just specifically about the second goal, because from the distance, from the touchline, we couldn't quite tell what had actually happened. Normally that would be the goalkeeper's call, wouldn't it?
Well, the goalkeeper's coming onto it. You know, he's got to take control. It's his forward momentum. It's his eyes are coming forward. His movement's forward. His movement's strong. So you know, take charge of that moment and clear your lines. That's what, you know. It's a no risk strategy. Don't take a risk, and you know, we did. So it's taking control of that. Okay. That one moment.
And I guess it's a sort of thing that, you know, once the players have been playing together a bit longer, that kind of thing you probably wouldn't expect to happen.
It can still happen. You know, it's football, and it can still happen. I've certainly not told them to do that on a training group. We don't look at that move. That's what I do know. But now, they're a group of players that want to get better. They want guiding, they want supporting, they want leading, and I'm all right at that. It's something that I do enjoy doing, and do enjoy, you know, when people feel bad about themselves, how we pick them up and how we galvanise them, get that spirit back. You know, I'm looking forward to doing that. Okay.
Any more news on the loan signings? I mean, do you think you'll make another one before the close of the window? Is it?
Well, we've got Courtney going back now. You know, I think Courtney's come and had quite a difficult experience. I think it's been a fantastic experience. You know, the pressure on Courtney to deliver with all the big strikers at the time out was quite difficult. He got thrown in at the deep end. But I think for his development, you know, sat on the bench and maybe not getting game time, it's right that we all do the right thing. We've got a fantastic relationship with Everton, and they play Celtic on Tuesday in the 21s, and you know, Courtney can have 90 minutes in that. So you know, that's an important one that we do. So there's an opportunity to bring another couple in with TK now. You know, gone out, and we've got a good week next week. You know, good planning week, and make sure that we try and just get all the players in that we feel is required from now till January, because it's a busy period. You know, it's a period that you want to go into strong. You want your numbers good and injury free. And by the time we get Lowy back and Nard's firing and Jonah, you know, we're going to have a really competitive squad.
Okay. Well, that obviously the striking situation, that was what we were talking about when Courtney came in. You with the injuries, and you're not sure how quickly Lowy will come back. Are there any other parts of the pitch that you're now looking at instead of that? Obviously, with regards to
well, again, I'll know more on Pabs tomorrow. See how he's reacted to training. No more on Pabs. We're certainly a centre half short. Keel. If Keel hadn't been injured, you know, Keel would have been certainly in the running. He was just getting to a place just before he got his injury where he was progressing really well and developing really well. I think the injuries, you know, setting back, even though he was on the bench today. But you know, it's an area that I think we need to cover off and that we're looking at.
Okay, right. Okay, thanks.
Cheers.
Thanks, Gaffer.
Cheers.